Yeah, automatically. So we have to go round two because uh last time I am half as drunk as I was the first episode, but I am about three times as high. So
Oh, it's equal.
yeah, yeah, this episode may go a little bit slower.
That's
Good.
all right, man.
After we got to talking afterwards and realized we missed out on so much shit. But first, what's in Nashville, dude? What are you doing up there, down there, wherever there?
So I'm down there for me. I'm actually at a teacher convention down here. So I'm getting paid to come to Nashville and hang out and go to a teacher convention. And afterwards, I'm basically free to run the town, which I was stationed after I got out of Korea in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, which is about 40 miles north of here. So I'm very familiar with the area and know my way around and not to pay these crazy prices that they want down here for good times.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's where that stupid Haktua girl's from, right? Did you
I
see that
guess so.
shit crazy?
I see her all over the internet. I could really care less about her. I'm not looking for her. I got other things to do.
Right? Plus, I mean, good for her. She's making fucking whatever off of some bullshit, but right on, dude. That's cool. So you're getting paid extra to go to a teacher conference and just I can't every time I hear like going somewhere for a conference, because I used to go to National Catholic Youth Conferences as a kid, and all it was just trying to hook up with other fucking chicks. Not to say that you're doing that, of course. Of course. But
No, no, I got
yeah,
a woman, so I don't gotta do
yeah.
that.
But, dude, that's cool though. So you get paid a little bit extra during the summer.
That's right. And learn a little bit more extra things I can actually bring to the classroom, ideas and things like that. So it's not bad. I'm enjoying it so far.
Like what?
Well, you mean like ideas that I'm
Yeah,
learning
yeah,
or
yeah. Like so that's one of those things. It's like a teacher. It doesn't matter what you teach. It's not like an overall kind of.
some are like specific for like what we call CTE, career tech ed. So like I'll kind of hit those because like they're related to me. I'm not really going to go to a middle school conference or an elementary school one because it's really not
You
my
get to
alley.
choose.
But they get to choose, dude. They have a list this long of different little sessions you can go to. So I just go through and be like, oh, I want to hit this one, I want to hit this one, and they're at certain times, and you show up.
And you just say fuck off and just go for a day of like day drinking on the town or some shit.
I
Or
mean,
maybe
I
go to the
could,
horse track. I would. I'd go to the fucking track, dude, bet on some ponies.
but my boss is here with me, so
Oh fuck. Damn, you're there with the principal?
well, he's my director for
Oh, okay, director.
my CTE director, so I can't really just be like, hey, yo, you paid for this trip, I'm out.
Yeah. Dude, if I win, I swear to God, I'll get you back. Just spend all day at the track. That'd be the shit. No,
No, but
well,
it's super helpful.
nice, dude. That's fucking sweet. That's a sweet little gig, man. So congrats.
Yeah,
Salute.
thanks.
Out of my Notre Dame. Own that.
So
What?
I was sitting here actually like making some notes about like trying to remember what all we missed the first time
A lot.
I got
We hit a
out
lot of
here.
things, but we didn't get deep into shit because I was
Right.
fucking drunk.
It's all right.
I was having
So where would you like to start?
that fucking third floor day room party and how that
Quick
came
time.
about. It I think this was later in I think it was during one of the that time that we couldn't go to a lot of the bars because of our thievery at the time. So we decided to do a lot more stuff inside the barracks. So the third floor day room became our spot.
Right.
And we ended up having that. I don't know if it was just a regular fucking party or if it was somebody's birthday or some shit. Do you remember?
I don't remember the details,
Okay. And
but
then we had a softball team,
We did have a
right?
softball team.
Were we
Yeah.
the bad were we the bad team or were
Yeah, we
just
were terrible. The only team we
yeah.
beat was the Korean team.
And they didn't even know how to play baseball.
We smoked them. That was it.
Oh God, but for some reason that guy I want to say his name was Martin, but I don't think it was. See, it's like the light-skinned black guy.
I thought
He
it was
used to,
Johnson.
it may have been.
It may have been. I don't know.
I mean,
I
if
was
there's a
thinking the
dartboard.
same thing.
So, but fuck man, he got all hyped about some shit about our team. It may have been after that win or something. But anyway, he comes up with this idea that he's gonna hang the fucking softball jerseys in the third floor day
Oh
room. We had
no, you're talking about the Mexican dude. I remember him. He was a motor pool guy, same as me, a little short Mexican dude.
Medina or
Um,
whatever.
no, Medina was my squad leader. This
Okay.
guy he was an E4. I can't remember his name. I was thinking of him too. And he bought all the in Korea you can buy knockoff jerseys for like super cheap. So he had
Yeah.
a bunch of them in his room, and he thought it'd be a good idea to start hanging these things from the sprinklers in
Yeah,
the
because
day
there
room.
was nowhere else to fucking hang the fucking jerseys. But we had already set up. Like we had a keg in there. We
No,
had
that was your birthday. We just were partying.
oh, okay. But there was a sound system in there.
There was a sound system in
Yeah.
there that he ruined.
Yeah, that guy that he for one, when we went paintballing, he showed up in a white t-shirt and blue jeans and just
Yep.
got lit the fuck up. And then yeah, he extended and then spent his bonus on the surround sound. And we're up there like he's like brings it in the day room, we're gonna fucking party. And then what's his name gets up there with the jerseys. And I had gone downstairs to get my CDs because the dude who brought his sound system in. And on my way back up, all I see is people coming out because the day room door is right next to the stairwell in the
Right.
barracks in the middle stairwell. So I'm coming up the stairwell and I'm turning, I'm look, and I just see people just fucking coming out of the damn day room covered in just like black water.
Black.
It just looked like tar. You're
Yep.
like, what the fuck? And then the door opens because somebody starts coming down and I hear the alarm. Like, what the fuck happened? So
Yep.
the whole building has to evacuate. And where were you at the time?
I
Because I
was
was
in there.
downstairs get
I
huh?
was in there. I was in there and I'm watching him hanging on. I'm like, this is not a good idea. I'm getting away from him. And if anybody don't know, there's like these little red wax things that hold a sprinkler up. And the idea is they melt, and that's what lets the sprinkler go down. So he knocks one of those out with him hanging a hanger in there, and it just black water comes out. It hits me in the shoulder, and I like book out of there because I was like, I'm right next to the door. I'm like, this is not going to go well. And you're like, dude, what's going on? I told you. And then we were like, all right, we went back to your room and then we just like left. We went out on the town. We're like, screw it. This is more trouble than what we're gonna get in out on the town.
Yeah, we were down. I remember because we went outside because the barracks had to evacuate because that thing set off the fire alarms. And that
Yep.
black water was because these buildings had never purged their pipes. That's the story we
Yep.
got afterwards. And
Yep.
all I remember is we're standing outside, and as soon as the fire department pulls up, the dude who had hung in the jerseys had his shirt off because he was soaked. And he was like,
Soaked.
yeah, it was me. I'm sorry.
Yep. Yep.
He's trying to
Because the
tell him
fire
there's no
department
need,
shows up.
there's no fire. Yeah. I don't remember him getting any fucking trouble for that.
I don't remember him getting any trouble. He had to clean the day room
Oh yeah. Fuck.
because we were like, dude, we stay here. We know what happened. We're gonna get pulled into this. Let's get off base.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
was fairly clean. You had nothing on you, and we're like, yeah, we'll be good.
Fucking out, dude. Yeah. I didn't want to stay there and answer any questions. So that shit was setting off that fight. So yeah, right. That's one thing I learned in Korea is that those little sprinkler systems have that thing. And from
Me
that
too.
incident right there to this day, I'm like, I know how you can set that off.
Yep, me too. And
Anyone
then
got a softball jersey on a hanger? Yeah.
this one just came to me, which you probably remember. I don't know if you wrote it down, but remember when uh, we were in with First Sergeant Tao and we went to his house and partied on his roof? He sat in a pool drunk and he's like, if you look over there, you'll see two topless chicks suntanning.
They were.
They were. And we're like, I just thought, like, I got so spoiled in Korea. I thought, like, this would be normal life. That, like, it's not typical for E3s and E4s to be getting drunk with the first sergeant on a roof
Yeah,
while he chills in a pool.
that's what he told us. He was like, yeah, he had a little baby pool up there, and he was like, look, when winter comes around, if you guys, you can't make it on base in time for the gate, because the gate would shut and close. I forget what times. I mean, I never had
It was
to.
one,
Yeah,
one on the weekends.
remember those people that used to fucking have to remind everyone because they got
Yep,
busted coming back in? They had to stand there in their fucking dress uniforms.
yep.
Remember, curfew's 1 o'clock.
Remember?
We'd fuck with them,
Yep,
like, hey, what time is curfew, man? One
yep.
o'clock. Like, all right,
Right.
you're in civilian clothes, so you didn't know what fucking rank you were. It didn't matter. Yeah, we used to fuck with those guys. That was before they got rid of the hazing bullshit.
Yeah,
You could
long
still do
before.
stuff like
You can
that.
still do that.
And that shit fucking worked, man.
Yep.
They should bring that shit back. But
Yep.
yeah, we're oh damn, we got off subject. Yeah, first our Tao.
Pow, toe.
TOWE.
Like Taves. That's how I remember it. And then I
Yeah, yeah.
got it the Taves.
Except
And then I was like, Towel.
yeah, he was our big toe. That guy, did he ever show you his wife's tits?
Maybe. I don't
He
know.
was
We did a
married.
lot of drinking.
He
He
was
was married to a
married
black, he
to.
loved black women.
Yeah, yeah. And he bought her. He's like, I was in the fucking the headquarters for whatever, and he heard me and he's like, "Hey, Janine." And I walked in there. He's like, "Yes, First Sergeant." He's like, "Shut the door." And shut the door. He's like, "Yeah." He had his laptop, dude. He turns it around. He goes, "What do you think of these?" He's like, "I'm just this is wife's tits." He had bought her fucking tits. And I said, Bernard, that's a nice looking pair. He's like, should be. It cost me a goddamn pretty. He used to have her record Notre Dame games on VHS, and she would send them out to him, and he'd lend them to me, and I get to watch
Oh,
the Notre
really?
Dame games.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that. That's
yeah,
cool.
he was cool as fuck, dude.
Oh, he was cool. That's how I thought like this what army life was going to be like for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
No,
drinking underage,
with the
me
first
fucking
sergeant on the ring.
yeah, like mentoring you, trying to mentor you into fucking alcoholism like a fucking douchebag.
No, I remember because he told us he's like, I'm having a barbecue, and we're like, okay, and it was me, you, and Russ. We were the only ones invited.
Yeah,
That's it. And we had this shit. We showed up with a 30 rack of beer, and he's like, I don't drink that. I drink whatever in his little pool. He's like, go at it, boys. And we're like, no one else is coming. He's like, fuck no, I don't like anybody else.
yeah,
What is
right.
that?
Fucking right
He
on,
ain't
dude. He
hanging
like
out with us. Listen.
he knew. I guess he knew because we hung out all the time. Like you
Yeah,
see us at the fucking bus stop together all the fucking time.
all the time.
Yeah, so he's kind of just like, I guess they're fucking cool. So and then yeah, he told us
I
then.
was his driver, so I think that's also helped.
Yeah, yeah, that helps too. Because he tells you some shit, dude. When he told me about some shit about some one of his ex-girlfriends. We're in the fucking Humvee. We're coming back, going to field. So we're rolling back. And I'm in the back seat. But so he's talking to me like this. And he's like, yeah, I had this ex-girlfriend, she was into this, role playing stuff. she wanted to be, like her. And I did. And I was like, all right, man. I was like, what the fuck, dude? I've never had anyone like, so yeah, I kind of regret it. We didn't go. Yeah, the relationship kind of fell apart after that. I was like, all right, first art, that's pretty cool that you're getting
Under.
me through this fucking Humvee. That guy didn't give any shits. He was cool.
Oh, he was. I look back and I'm like, the dude actually gave me solid NCO advice that I didn't know he was giving me at the time, and like life advice, because he'd be like, "All right, Ulrich, we're going on a walk," and we just go on walks around the base or walks around like in the field, and he just start talking to me.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. And I didn't realize that like at the time that he was really trying to mentor me until like I started getting older and getting into the situation. I was like, dang, like he gave me a lot of good advice. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the right way to be around lower enlisted, but he took the time and invested in me.
Remember my NCO, Sergeant First Class, ask you, the little short black
Yes.
dude, the fucking
Yep.
82nd, used to call everyone hero.
Yeah. Come on, hero.
Yeah, because he was from 82nd. And that motherfucker used to I would get stuck on details out in the field or whatever, and just digging holes or just refilling holes. And he would show up and just be laughing like, "Ha ha, Denise, nigga, how you working like a slave?" Yeah, sorry. Yeah, they do. Damn. Okay. Well, let me know if you need anything, and then just walk away.
Yep.
But it's so cool. That dude always had my back. That motherfucker, yeah, he enjoyed his job. Never
You
forget.
had one NCO that reminded me of like a broke Jesse the Body Ventura because he had the mustache. He was an E5 white dude.
Who?
I can't remember his name. I remember I see his face. So he reminded me of Jesse the Body Ventura with that
Uh,
mustache in Predator. But he was like, if you'd have just been rode hard and put away wet and broken. So like, I guess now that's what this guy was, probably like in his 30s.
yeah, fucking hey. Didn't you had an NCO that you were saying that went AWOL and I forgot about?
Sergeant James.
What the
Staff Sergeant.
he was a big time smoker. I remember that because he was the one who authorized us to smoke in the motor pool in that little. It was like a little looked like a knockdown chimney.
That was Sergeant Mack. That was
Oh, okay,
before.
okay. He was before him. Okay.
And Sergeant Mack left. This guy came in, and then like he was there, and then 2 months later, he's like went to the States for something and like didn't come back for like 6, 8 weeks.
I don't remember. I don't remember. I remember the name, but I do not remember that guy.
He was a
I
black guy,
remember
bald
Medina.
dude. Medina, dude, that dude. He taught me
Medina
what
looked
not to
like
be an
Mario.
NCO.
Huh?
He taught me how not to be an NCO.
That dude looked like Mario on steroids.
Yep.
He was just
This
like a
Mexican dude.
furry little fuck, dude. Like,
Yep.
yeah. He used to tell me
Yep.
about like, oh, I put a starter in a Humvee all by myself. I had to hold it up like this and screw in all those 4 bolts, and that's like an 80-pound fucking starter because
Yep.
I was always had a fat fucking
Fat.
lip, a dip.
Huge.
Yeah, just
Huge. Yep.
yeah. Look
Yep.
like
Always
fucking
walk
test
around like that.
goddamn mouth the entire time. Yeah, that dude. Yeah, fuck. I don't remember. So did James end up coming back? Uh-oh, we locked. There we go.
Okay, we kind of glitched there for a second.
Yeah. You looked very happy in it. So that was good. So I don't you said James, that dude that went AWOL came back. Oh, we glitched again. Oh, he looked happy again. Okay, I'm not glitching. Oh no. There we go, Tokyo. Yeah. It's gonna stop glitching anymore. I wish I could do picture so I can be like Draw a penis. Going right there. Still recording. No. All right. Here's my fucking rant about the Matrix. Very first Matrix. Neo is in the house with everyone else, and he sees the fucking cat, and then he sees the cat again, and they're like, he's like, whoa, and the Trinity's like, what? He's like, deja vu. And she's like, oh fuck, that happens when in the Matrix they change something. So then they are alerted that fucking whatever, know that they're there. So the rest of the goddamn movies, all of them, there's changes going on the entire fucking time in the Matrix. So wouldn't it just be like constant deja vu? Everyone like fuck, 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 and then it's just and then it happening, right? That makes sense, doesn't it? Because when they make a change, you experience deja vu. So the fuck? Why the fuck did they just do it once and then? I mean, it would make for a very shitty fucking movie. It was just deja vu over and over and over. But yeah, I don't even know what's going on anymore. I'm still recording. Still recording. I gotta see if he's still hitting this up. Beep, bum, bum. Put all this over. Oh, there he is with a beard on his face. But there is no microphone. I'm
All right,
saying,
am I here?
you're here again. I was
Sorry, man.
singing. I was singing and stuff. And then, dude, look at your fucking bed is made. You've been there since Monday, right?
Yeah, Monday. Hang on a
My
second.
man, my man, you got two beds. You eat in one, sleep in the other, don't you?
Yeah.
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 Fuck it.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. I thought it was my shit. I had
No, I was gonna say it's this Wi-Fi here at the hotel, so I
yeah,
had to disconnect from it and just use data, so it's probably better anyways.
okay. Well, we'll make it quick so you don't use up all your data or
No,
however.
don't worry about it. It's I'm on a unlimited plan.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck them.
So so
Let's give
go
them
go for it.
unlimited.
Yeah. So
No, it's
anyways, sorry about that everybody, but we left off with Medina having a big
big
dip.
old fat.
You switched to a White Sox koozie.
I switched to a bigger beer too.
Oh,
Well, if you want to call it beer, I only drink hard seltzers now, dude. I only drink White Claws now because
like law. It's the
yeah,
law.
yeah, I've heard it all. Like fucking Bill, you're a bitch, whatever. I don't give a shit. I can count calories this way, and I'm getting
Hey,
old. And I've recently had a diverticulitis flare up. You know what that is? That
I've
sucks.
no idea.
No, I won't jump into it because I talked about it on a previous episode. But it's inflammation of the bowels, dude.
Oh, that
Yeah,
sounds terrible.
yeah. It makes it so like you can't fart or poop.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway, so we won't get into that anymore. But during the break, while you were reconnecting, I had to go into this rant about. I had a question because, um, do you remember the first Matrix
mhm.
when Neo's in the building and he gets deja vu from seeing the cat,
Yes,
and Trinity tells him that's what happens when they make a change in the Matrix, right?
yes,
So throughout that point and all the rest of that movie and all through all the other movies, they're constantly making changes in the Matrix, and no one ever experiences deja vu again. They just skip right over it.
right, right.
I don't understand.
That's why the first Matrix was the best Matrix.
Yeah, I saw that so stoned in the theater when it came out. Yeah, me and my buddy Dan got fucking high.
Great movie,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
But yeah. So all right, Medina, Motorsard, big old fat fucking
Yeah. So he was a corporal when I got there, and I never met a corporal before. So I thought like, oh, this is really cool. Not really like realizing that no one really, yeah, exactly. No one respects a corporal. You're not in the E4 mafia. You're a snitch, and you're basically sergeant work without getting sergeant pay.
yep. You're a fucking bitch. And you're a fucking fucking pain in the ass for an NCO too.
Yep.
You have to do NCOERs and shit on the fucking corporal. And they're like, why, dude? Why the fuck? Why? Bullshit. Yeah, just
Yep.
give him his fucking stripes so he can do this shit. But yeah, anyway,
Yeah. So
we digress.
he was like my section leader because we didn't really have squads.
Yeah.
We
We were
were
an
like,
ASG, so it was awkward.
yeah, like our whole company was tiny. We were real small.
Yeah.
So yeah, he took over as like platoon motor sergeant for while James was in America doing something.
Fucking beating his wife and shit. She probably a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
times a lot of times when dudes are married and the spouses are back, not the greatest things happen. So I'm just
Interesting.
assuming. I don't know. I don't remember the fucking guy. I really don't at all. And
I remember him
there
because he
was,
didn't really do much.
yeah, it was there for 2 fucking months. Uh, I don't know if it, shit.
He got
How long
demoted.
after, how long after I got there did you get there? Because do you remember an E5 that used to work in the headquarters, S1, and she got busted for BAH fraud?
No.
Okay, yeah, that was right before you got there.
So when did
Yeah,
you get home?
huh?
When did you get Korea? I don't remember.
I got there in November 2002. Yeah,
November of '02.
yeah, and left in February of 04.
Or I got there.
Or January because
Uh,
I took some leave.
I got there right before Christmas. Was when I got there.
Okay, yeah. So I was in processing and I met this E5 once and then she was gone. Yeah, she got busted for she was claiming that her husband and kids were at her address because she was from New York City, where but they were with his family in fucking podunk nowhere, fucking Alabama.
For just
So
getting paid.
yeah, and then
Oh,
bitch stopped sending the damn man money, and he contacted whoever, and that's what fucking busted her. Cause she got greedy, man. She was
wow.
making out, dude.
Oh man, had to have been making out.
BAH then New York was still like over 2 grand in the early 2000s.
Wow.
Yeah, fucking
Wow.
A.
And
That's when
then
we would run by the prison on Humphreys because we knew she was in there,
was she
and
in
we
there?
would yeah, she was in there, and we would sound off with the cadence, uh the hey Sergeant blah blah whatever her fucking name was, look out your window, your
Oh, I
dirty
always
rusted
wondered why we're saying
window.
that.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I don't know what's going on
Oh,
here.
fucking right in front of the prison, dude, just fucking singing this cadence, just mocking us.
Yeah,
And it was a small prison, you know, they could hear
tiny.
us. Yeah.
It was tiny in the middle of
Oh,
nowhere, so she
windows
had
are
to
tiny.
hear us.
Yeah. Oh, I
You might have
loved
told
it.
me that story, but I don't remember it. But that's hilarious now.
That was fucking great. I was like, holy shit, dude. We're totally mocking this girl. But
But
you
yeah,
know,
I
you try to
remember.
beat the system.
Oh, remember that one dude who he was like an E4 forever, gets promoted to sergeant, gets a DUI, gets busted back to E4 within a week. What's that dude's name? He
Oh
was such a
man.
good dude too.
What section was he in?
Oh, he was in one of the S shops,
Oh
was
shit.
where he was. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Was
he
he a
was like
white dude?
he was a black dude, like old. And he was just like, if he didn't make E5, he was about to be out because he needed to make E5 to stay in.
Oh,
And he
that's
makes it, and everybody's happy for him because, like, dude, you get to like retire. It's gonna be good for you. And then he gets busted for a DUI, and a week later, busted back to E4. And we're like,
oh fuck, dude.
he was
Oh, I
out
think I remember
celebrating.
that guy now. Dude, oh.
He
Could
was
he
out
Cree?
celebrating.
Yeah, that Cree will get you like that. You gotta be very, very careful when you go out celebrating because dude,
Yep.
it's hard, it's easy to lose control on a fucking Tuesday night.
Yeah.
You're going to
Yeah.
celebrate a
That's why we only went out on the weekends. We had that rule: we would stay and get drunk in the barracks throughout the week.
oh my god, the rules. I mean, they just they worked. I mean, they feel like that we made great rules. Like, how responsible of us to be like in our early 20s. Well, you fucking
You're just a
17.
teenager.
Yeah. And we're like, look, young
Yeah.
man, you don't go out and drink during the week. You stay
Yep. You
home and get
stay
drunk.
home.
And then on the weekends, you go tear it up.
We go tear it up because if we get the extra hour, we don't got to worry about it. And because we saw so many other people around us mess it up,
Yeah.
we're like, all right,
That,
we can't be making these mistakes.
that's right. The extra hour because during the week, the curfew was midnight.
Midnight.
You had
Yep.
to make it on base. If not, then you had to try and get a hotel
At
room.
your hotel.
Hopefully, not have the MPs come into that hotel
Right.
while you're trying to get the fucking room because you weren't expected to get the fucking room. And that's the first place after the bars they would check.
They
They would go into the
check the
fucking
hotels.
if you're still in there trying to get a fucking yeah, busted, dude. Shit.
Yep.
And you end up standing there in your greens telling people
Tell people.
curfew is 1 a.m. Dirty
Yep.
bastard.
And, yep. Because on 4-day weekends, we would get the extra time.
Yeah.
And then uh
Sometimes go to fucking Osan and party.
we would go to Osan and party.
Yep. Go
Hmm.
to I don't know how many times. Yeah, Osan was probably the best place to go because it was only a couple hours. Was it? Was it?
I think it was only like a 45-minute bus ride.
That's what it was. Yongsan was like a 2 hour.
Yongsan was further, yeah.
Yeah.
We'd hop on a bus and we're like, all right, we're going to Osan today. Get your ticket for like $2. Hop on the bus,
Yeah.
shoot up there,
And I had the bus
and
tickets because that was the transportation.
yeah, and we uh get hammered. And then sometimes we plan out, be like, all right, we're getting a hotel. That's the last story about me and Russ having to share a bed. But most of the time
You
we're
guys
like, all
don't know
right.
how to fucking play paper, rock, scissors right. Maybe you
But
guys
then
knew how
we
to.
most of the time we'd be like, all right, we got to be back at base. So that last bus runs at this time. Let's get it, and then we'll just continue at Humphreys.
Yeah. We'd just be
So
hammered on the bus and just take it.
hammered.
Yeah.
We sober up just enough till we get off that we'd go back. And remember, like, we'd have to take a taxi if we missed the bun bus to the main gate because we don't want to walk there. We take a taxi, an AP's taxi.
Volley, volley out of sheet.
Bali Bali, and he gets so pissed. All of them.
Pedal on the right. Let's go, motherfucker.
Let's go.
Oh,
And
dude.
then
Korea was that place. What
I
was the
remember this. I remember we were in the field when we invaded Iraq. I remember
yeah.
them coming up to us and telling us, "Hey, we just invaded Iraq," and we're like, "Dude,"
We
because I was in a foxhole with Jackson.
we thought we were I thought we were getting out of the field. I was like,
I thought
fuck
so
yeah,
too.
dude. They're coming
I
to
was
let
like,
us
"Dude, we're
know.
done.
I was like, yeah.
Let's go." They're pulling us out. They're not going to leave us in the field with this. Like, no way.
Yeah.
All the other units got pulled in. We didn't.
Yeah.
Ice them.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Everyone else, I forgot about that shit.
Yep.
Everyone else, but they left fucking ASG out there.
So then we finally get back to base, and they say, all right, we're going dry. So they said no alcohol sales on base, and we weren't allowed to go off base because the invasion was kicking off. But we still had beer in the fridge. We polished off what we had left,
Plan ahead.
watching them drop bombs on Baghdad on AFN, cheering. That's what we were doing in March of '03, just sitting there like, yeah, you see that one? And we're like, better enjoy our last ones what we have because we don't know when we're going to get it back again. And then we went to the PX and we saw the sergeant major of the base in there buying up a bunch of NyQuil
Oh,
because I didn't see it. And you point out to me, you're like, dude, how much of a drunk are you? You buying NyQuil. And I look over, I was like, oh my gosh. And he had like,
yeah, the whole
I don't know,
fucking package,
a full
dude.
package of it just buying
Mhm.
NyQuil. And we're like, my gosh, like
Hardcore alcoholic. Like, yeah,
hardcore.
that's why
And he
you're a
drove
sergeant
around
major in
a
South
Buick
Korea.
Regal.
Yeah.
And a green Buick Regal, because that's how we knew where he was at, because there was only one on base. We're like, that's a Sergeant Major's car. We better like
Yep. Stay the fuck away. Yeah.
just walk another way.
Yep. You know
And I
he's
remember
around that
that. And you're like, dude, it's hitting him hard. Like,
dude. That sucked because whenever you knew when you would get the word like, "Hey, we're probably gonna go dry," there would be a run at the
mm-hmm.
PX. We used to go at lunch and be like,
Yep.
"Dude, we think they're gonna. We need to go get." So we would instead of eating, we would just go to the PX and get booze and go back to the room and drop it off, and then
And
go
then
back to
they were
fucking work.
limiting us to one case per person.
Yep.
And
Which
it
is
sucked because I couldn't buy any.
yeah,
So
and
like
you had that's right, you couldn't.
I
Fuck,
couldn't.
dude.
So like you were stuck with just your one case and you get pissed at me. You're like, why can't you be older? I'm sorry, man.
I'm sorry, dude. Why am I getting mad? I got a case of beer, a fucking case, and
A
I'm
30
getting
rack.
mad. Huh?
It was a 30 rack.
Yeah.
And you're mad at me because we should have got two because we don't know how long this was gonna last. And I'm like, I can't buy any. Like,
Damn, dude. Oh man, that just goes to show that I am a horrible, or I was.
no, because we didn't
But
know how long it was gonna last.
that's true. What you had brought up the 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 Popeyes Thanksgiving meal.
The Popeyes Thanksgiving meal.
And
Yeah.
I kind of remembered, but I need you to refresh my memory about it because
So
we ordered Popeyes a lot after they
yes.
built them.
So um we were all wanting to do something for Thanksgiving because we're like, yeah, we're over here, we got nothing else going on. So we all chipped in, and at that time, Popeyes was deep frying whole turkeys. So we got two turkeys and like all the fixings. Everybody chipped in, and we set the order in, and we had Thanksgiving in the day room, and it was great. It
That
was like
sounds
one of my most
delicious.
memorable Thanksgivings because we had football on the TV. It was like I think it was a recorded game or something, but we didn't care.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
um,
because the if we had to watch, I remember when I was over there, we watched the Super Bowl at like 6 a.m., but we went out,
yeah,
we were drinking till like 3, and then we all went
yep,
to bed. And then it was Tampa Bay and Oakland that year.
yes, that
Yeah,
was Tampa Bay and Oakland.
yeah. And we were
Yes,
all just like watching the game, like, I don't really
yeah.
fucking fuck this. But
So
the Thanksgiving, dude, oh
giving,
man, I'm remember that Popeye shit. I'm surprised that went through because
you had to pre-order. That was the only reason
yeah,
because we had a big thing that said you had to pre-order if you want a turkey, and we're like, let's get two turkeys. And there was a whole bunch of us that went in on it. Like
yeah. I was about to say who put that together because that doesn't sound like something that I
it
would.
wasn't something we did. We just chipped in the money.
Yeah,
It
oh
was,
yeah,
it
that
was
sounds like
probably I don't know, but I remember like someone put together and they're like, "Oh, if you want turkey," and I'm like, "Dude, I will take a deep fried turkey. Here you go. Here's whatever it costs."
yeah.
They did the math and said, and so we're like, "Okay." We showed up, we got the food and hung
Okay.
out and
Smack. What
had
was that?
Thanksgiving.
Do you remember that video game we used to play in there? It was like something back to Baghdad, and it was in the it was on the giant screen in the day room. This may have been the time that you were getting laid, so I don't know.
I don't remember this game.
Yeah. It was kind of like a Call of Duty thing, but it was like a four-man player,
Mhm.
and like one person was like your guy had his carbine, and then you had the explosives guy, and then you had fucking sniper,
Oh, is that like a
and
SOCOM 6 game?
yeah, something like that. But it
Something
wasn't
like that.
SOCOM 6 because
It
that was
wasn't
big then
SOCOM.
too.
Now I
And
remember what you're talking about because each guy had their own specialty.
yeah,
You
yeah,
had
yeah,
three of them
yeah.
down,
And we
and you had to
used to,
work together for your missions.
yes. And we got so far in that game, and then we got to a mission that was like a glitch or something, and we just couldn't get past it. And so we just stopped fucking playing.
Stop playing.
And I wish I could remember something back to Baghdad.
It was a PS2 game, if I remember
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think we're
So
I think we're far enough in now. I can see either either my wife. I'm gonna find out my wife watches this episode, or if she doesn't by this. Anyway, what was the barracks mini golf? Was that in the hallways?
I was in the hallways on that terrible floor because we'd always set up like if we could hit, we had a cup. Because I have a picture of me golfing, and I
Who
had
had
that
the
like
club?
I had the yeah we had clubs, we had putters. I don't know where we got the putters from,
What
but
the
we had
fuck?
them.
Yeah, where the fuck did we get those?
We probably found them or something,
Yeah, we stole them from somewhere.
something.
Bunch
So
of
we had these
fucking
putters,
thieves.
and
We're stealing bikes and putters. Fucking assholes.
or it could have been
Lighters.
thrown out
Yeah,
like when we got the bowling balls and all the good cool tins.
we're fucking up. Oh well,
There could have
fuck it.
been we probably you know what probably happened. It was probably a mini golf course on base that they were tearing down, and we're like
That's right.
golf clubs, let's take them.
Yeah, they probably just left them on the outside of the dumpster and we picked them up.
Probably it
Drunken
sounds like something we
stupid.
would do.
Yeah.
So in the
Bombs.
floor, it was his rubber floor, but it had like these round raised things on it,
Like the
and you couldn't hit.
octagons.
Yeah, you couldn't hit a golf ball straight on it. So like that was always the goal. Like if we could putt and hit a golf ball straight and get into a cup. So that's like what we would do. We
The
and then we
shit we
got
did
into the
before
point
the
of
internet.
like, all right, we can't do this. Let's try to bank it. So we're using the walls to bank.
But also let it be known that all these activities usually had taken place with alcohol being involved.
Oh, lots of it.
All of it. I mean, yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember a lot. 15 months in Korea. That's why we're having these conversations again. Um, but what was the? Do you remember the guy who was we? We caught him in the bar. He was kind of weird, but we caught him in the bar. He had kind of like he was kind of goth, and his
He was
girlfriend.
the cook.
Yeah, yeah, and his girlfriend was like pouring hot wax on his chest. He was like,
It
oh,
was a juicy girl
yeah,
that he paid for, and we caught him. We caught him with the juicy girl that he paid for because over in Korea you couldn't buy prostitution, but you could buy a girl a day off from working, and whatever they did in their day off was their own business. So he
yeah.
buys this juicy girl, and she's pouring hot wax on his chest, and we're like, "What's going on here, man?" And he would like he
It's
dressed up
the
like
it,
Marilyn Manson.
it was like early on in the evening too. It was like one of the first fucking bars we went
Yeah,
into. We're
we
like,
were pretty sober.
what the fuck is that?
Yeah, we were pretty sober because it was the bar that had like couches and sofas in it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We sat down there and they had they had a big projector that would project music videos on the side of the wall,
Yep,
and we'd
yep,
sit there and we'd watch them because that was the first time I ever saw that Tenacious D song "Fuck Her Gently."
yeah.
And you're over there singing it, and I'm like, "What is happening right now? Watching this cartoon, you're singing it." That was the first time I've seen that, and then I was also the first time I ever seen Mudvayne's dig video
Yes, I was about to
as
say
well,
Mudvayne Dig. That one was on the regular at that place.
regular. And then we
Yeah.
look over. I don't remember what was on, but we look over, we see this dude, and he what what
Did did I ever tell you I saw that guy again?
did you
Yeah, when I was at Fort Riley. I
really?
swear to God, dude, I was in the clinic for some shit. Some old person, I think I pinched a nerve, fucking shoveling snow or some bullshit. But I shit you not, dude. I'm sitting there waiting and I'm looking, and he's kind of like he's in front of me, but over to the side. And I'm like, I fucking know that guy because he keeps looking over to the side, and I keep on catching his profile. And excuse me. And then it clicks. I was like, oh, that's that hot wax dude. He also, funny story, because this may have been that one time that you were off doing whatever when we were stuck in the fucking field. There was a fire in a tent, and he was in it, and he got up and grabbed the fire extinguisher and put the fire out. It was one of the stoves or something like that. Like it cherried and somebody let something too close.
Oh wow!
And so he like used the fire extinguisher and put it out, but then inhaled, so like was having breathing issues or whatever. So he got to go back on base because he's for some reason stayed in the fucking tent
Stayed in the
after.
tent.
Yeah. I remember, I think I was on guard duty or whatever, or gate guard duty. I just remember him coming out like,
Yeah,
fuck, dude. Because the fire was on the far side of the tent on the inside. I didn't even fucking see it. Plus, fuck him. I didn't think that.
that's funny.
Yeah. So yeah, that oh, there was a damn, okay. I'm going through all my notes. Sorry.
No, I got notes
And
too.
yeah, let's go off one of your notes.
So, do you remember the statue Yoda in that one bar that was like the officers club, but it really wasn't by the main entrance? We'd always go there.
Was it the sevens or something like that?
I can't
Sevens
remember the name of it. It was right next to that go-kart track. Because
right
there was a
off the
go
main
right off
road.
right off the main right by the exit, like to go off base. So you walk out, the walkout main gate.
Yes, 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 yes,
It
yes,
was right
yes.
there. And we'd go there all the time because only officers went there, but it really wasn't like a designated officers club, but only officers went there. And we realized like there was no one in there, so we'd go there and because the Mean Jeans, everyone would go there and it'd be slammed.
Yeah.
So we would go to the other one because like that was when the army was doing away with enlisted clubs and officers clubs, and everyone was
Yeah.
like, "We need to be integrated." So that used to be the officers club, but they integrated us so like we could go there
But everyone
and
was still fucking old school with it. And they're like,
still
we're
old
not
school with
yeah.
it, right?
And
So
we were
we would
like,
go to
fuck
that
that.
one.
There's no line over there.
There's no line; they got better drinks, and we go in there and we sit at the bar, and they had this Yoda statue at the end of the bar that I wanted to steal. But I was like, it's on base. And like, I was looking at it, and you knew what I was doing. You're like, don't do it. Don't do it. Because I was thinking about it. And because you see me looking, and I was
Yeah.
looking at the door, and looking, and you're like, don't do it. Not here. We're on base.
Yeah. Ah,
Too
dude.
much heat will come down on us if you do that, man.
Talk about a moment of clarity. Like in a probably a drunken stupor, I was able to like this
You knew.
motherfucker's about to ruin his career
You
for a
knew what I was going
Yoda.
to do. And you're just like, don't do it. You're going to mess up a lot of things for us.
But also, I mean, on the flip side, we were getting away with it
Hmm.
everywhere else.
Everywhere. But
Everywhere
we did it
else,
off base.
yeah, because we were off base. We could always run from the fucking dudes with the red hats and whistles. Um, yeah, so we got ballsy with it. Started trying to, oh, I tried to take a Humvee. You tried to take a fucking Yoda from an officers club, where
Yep.
we're the only clearly fucking
enlisted guys in there.
yeah, just young as shit.
Yeah, because we went in there one night. We saw Colonel Isom in there.
Nice, man. Yep.
We oh, do you remember when we went to Osan and we saw our CO? He was a captain. He was only there for a couple months and then he rotated out. He had been there longer with you at the time. We saw him sitting at a bar with a juicy girl, rubbing up on her and everything like that. Do you
Was it
remember
Cap?
that?
Was it Cap? I think it was like he had a very basic name, like Captain John Smith or
Something.
something.
He was bald with glasses.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And he played a lot of pool.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Real nerdy guy. And then
yeah.
we walk in and like there he is with the juicy girl all rubbing up on her, buying her drinks. We're like, what is going on? He was acting like a private.
Probably was. I mean, technically, I mean, you're a captain, you're a specialist in the officer. Like,
Technically, yeah.
really, that's what it
But we're
looks
just
like.
like,
So, name me a
what?
specialist who isn't out there getting fucking rubbed on by a choosy girl.
Us. Because we were smart enough.
Yeah, that's you. We
We
was,
knew they were
oh,
just taking our money.
yeah, dude. Like, oh,
I couldn't believe it. I remember going like, dude, what? And you're just like,
shit happens, man. You gotta. That was the first, and I'm only thinking like this because the first reaction I got when I got to Korea, um, and I say reaction was to the bars off base. When I got there, I didn't have any fucking money or whatever, so I got in my room and I was reading a book, and I couldn't even tell you who the fuck knocked at my door. But they knocked on my door and they're like, "Are you the new guy?" Yeah. They're like, "All right, get dressed. We're going out." And that was the thing. You fucking took him out. You gave him the soju experience. Uh,
mm-hmm.
but before that could even happen, we take the fucking shuttle. We get off the base through the gate. We're going down the fucking the main road where
Mm-hmm.
all the bars are, and then it's just just everywhere you turn, it's bars, stacked on bars. So as soon as we hit the first intersection, we make a left, like we're going towards Blind Alley,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a big group of fucking people coming out of this bar. And there's a fight, and these dudes like have this fucking clearly hammered white dude because he's just dripping sweat, like, ugh. And there's this tall black guy like in his face, and his buddy's got him, and he's like, "I'm a fucking captain," or he's like, "I'm a United States Army captain, and you are gonna," and he's like, as soon as he introduced like himself as a captain, this dude just leans back on his buddies and straight up, "I am Sparta," fucking kicks this captain right in the chest. I mean, makes his shoulders clap. I
Oh,
was like, "Oh fuck." And the guys that are with, they're like, "Yeah, let's go ahead and get out of here." Because we're like, "Oh shit, did you see it?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah." They're like, "Yo, we're gonna go ahead and leave now because whatever, you don't want to get into that." So that was like
right.
that was my first night in fucking Korea going out to the bars. So everything, and then after that, I was like, "Oh, okay, well, there's gonna be a mixture of fucking officers and shit." Like, remember that there was we had a female um XO. I think she was a butter bar.
I was going to bring her up tonight. Short,
Yeah,
curly hair, good looking, LT.
she's
Yes, I do
cute.
remember her.
She's
She used
cute.
to flirt with you and me all the time because we
I
always
mean,
hung
can
out with each other
you fucking blame her? I mean, we looked like fucking good looking Abbott and Costello. I mean, you were
all
told
the time.
that
She
we,
was flirting with us, and I was too dumb to realize probably what was happening. But like,
well, there was one time we went into, and there was that club, that Sevens club that I was talking about, because we knew it was a fucking officer's bar, and
hmm
it was up the alley from Blind Alley. And we would go in there just to fuck with the officers because they would get mad, but they couldn't do anything about it. And we went in there one time and it was her birthday and she was out with her friends.
Oh yeah, she's like, Johnny!
Yeah, we
I
were like,
remember
oh,
that.
yeah. And
And
her
all these
friend
officers
had
start mean mugging us, and they're like,
because her
I
friends were
remember that night.
officers and
Her
we
officer
got
buddies who were trying to like get with her, and
hanging on the enlisted
yeah,
dude.
yep.
I
Her
forget.
last turn. That's what she did to me, and we were just like,
We got this, boy.
and they're over there just looking, and they
I
know that
think
we're just enlisted pukes.
one of yeah, I think one of her girlfriends had either asked us to leave or was like, she's really drunk or something. We're like, yeah, we know, or kind
Yeah,
of
we know.
yeah, like we're not like
We're not going to do anything.
we just think it's funny that our fucking LT's hammered at the bar and recognizes us and it's pissing off all those other dudes. That's the only reason
Yep,
we're staying.
that's it.
You're not gonna do anything. What
Yeah, I
okay.
remember that.
What was
Oh, that was so funny.
the 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 weird kid because you had the most horrible luck when it came to roommates in Korea.
Heartless.
First, you had the first your first one was the Katusa, right? Who just
No, first one was heartless,
okay. First one was this guy that I was referring to, and
and then
this
I got a
kid
normal one.
Heartless
He was
was a
from
kid
Atlanta.
who
So Heartless, this Heartless kid, he goes nuts. He's a motor pool guy like me, and he just like goes nuts, and he starts cutting himself and starts ripping all the electrical things out of the wall because he thought there was like cameras in the wall watching him.
because the guy you guys lived next door to that E6 S2 guy
Hmm?
and he believed that he was a former Marine. That guy was like, yeah, I'm a former Marine. I used to
Yeah,
give him
big
shit.
black dude.
Yeah, I used to give him shit
Yeah,
because he used to talk about being a Marine all the time, and I was like, well,
and
look where you are
like,
now, motherfucker.
yeah,
I was it during a Jason Bourne movie. We were watching Jason Bourne,
yeah,
and he's like, look at these fucking. He's like, these Marines are badass. It was during the what is it?
the,
The Marines
the
Guard.
embassy,
Yeah, the embassy
the embassy
thing.
scene.
Yeah. And he got all pissed off and left because I was like, look where you are now. Here
Yeah,
we are. But yeah, that guy was living next to you, and that kid was having issues up to that because I think that was the one that he didn't come back from.
that was the one he did not come back from because he was doing stuff. And they're like, Sergeant, I told Sergeant Mack about it. He's like, yeah, we need to get you out of there. So he moved me into another room. This guy was a Puerto Rican dude from Atlanta, and he was a cool guy. I liked him a lot, and me and him got along very well. And then he got
Was he?
married.
Was that the guy's room we were in when Heartless came running in? Were you with us? He came running in the room and he was like, "They're after me." And we're like, "What?" Like,
Yes,
you were with
we
us
were like,
then?
yeah, because we are like, what is going on?
Yeah,
'Cause I was telling you about it, and you're like, dude, you need to tell Sergeant Mack because we'd also hang out with Sergeant Mack too on the weekends.
yeah.
It's weird looking back now that like we're hanging out with all these like NCOs and senior NCOs. Like,
Fuck, dude. Yeah, they didn't give a shit because we were fucking
but
cool as hell and we could out drink them. That's why we were hanging
right.
out. Little
So
pussies.
and he's like, "What's going on?" I told him, and he's like, "All right, dude, we're getting you out of there." He moved me to another room, and then Heartless starts going all kinds of crazy.
So
His room was all tore up. He
he
was in
was
there
in there
by
by
himself.
himself.
Hmm.
So what other weird shit did he do while you were in there? Can you
He
remember?
he was like talking to himself. I think he like,
Like at night?
yeah, he'd like try to jump out the window or something like that.
Those little fucking skinny
That
windows
little
that
tiny window. He was like eyeing it up one night, trying to look out of it, like trying to like what is weird. And he'd be up all hours of the night, just all night long.
and you're in this room while he's doing this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that's so fun. Again, I keep on thinking like this is your first fucking duty station.
Yeah,
You get this fucking kid who's absolutely batshit crazy. And
totally crazy.
oh, dude. And then yeah, he ended up. Hey, I remember when they said he tore all the fucking wires out of the wall.
Yep. They sent him to the loony bin up in Seoul, and that was the last we ever seen of him again. And then because like, so we were hanging out upstairs, and we're like, dude, we're not hanging up here anymore. We're always hanging out in your room. It was yours and Russ's room. We always hung out in it because he ruined it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then we went to your
We
room.
never hung out in your room.
No, we didn't hang out in my room. We'd always go to your room, and then your roommate left, and we just like that was like you were by yourself, and we kept our mouth shut because if
That
we
party.
said something, he'd give you a roommate. So we just
Yeah.
kept our mouth shut about, and that was like the party room.
Yeah, because that was Baker. Baker was my roommate and he was somewhere and then he got fucking hooked up with the lifeguard detail.
Yeah,
And
I remember that.
so he was gone all the time at the pool. And then when he was there, he was whatever, it was off, just whatever. And then he was gone. Like I think he left early or
Yeah,
some
because he
shit.
every weekend or something, he'd always be out gallivanting around Korea doing something. Like we
Yeah.
don't know. We
He
got the
didn't
room to
dr-
ourselves.
he
He
didn't
didn't drink.
drink. I think I got him drunk on fucking tequila once. Once.
He loved The Simpsons. I remember that.
Yeah.
Like, could tell you
Yeah.
every episode and what happened. We're like, oh, all right, man.
Could fucking quote that shit to you, no problem.
All right. So, but yeah,
He
he
was
left, and then I was like,
uh,
dude, I'll ask to be your roommate. You're like, don't. It's like, no, my room would be the party room. We can just hang out there. And when you get too drunk one night, you just sleep it off. And I'm like, well, that's a really good idea.
dude, I love having my own room. I could shit with the fucking door open. Good time.
Yep. And you're on the second floor, but everybody was on the third floor, so no one knew.
Yeah. I was down there because I when I got there was like a transition in the barracks and the NCOs were on the second floor and I got stuck down there. And then when they all like cycled out, everyone else was on the third floor. And then the Caduceus had was there a fourth floor? Because they had their own floor.
No, they had like the one in section of the hallway that was theirs,
That's what it was, because that was like
like the
gleaming.
lower end.
Yeah,
We never
they
went
would,
down there.
yeah, because they would get mad that he would step on their floor because they would
Yeah, because they
shine it
always
up.
blasted it. Yep.
But I used to use the Catusas for not use them. That's a bad term. When I would smoke and I would buy the this plus because they would get it for
Oh,
cheap.
cheaper if you hook them up.
I could get like it was like 2,000 won, which is like $3 or $4 maybe. So I don't know.
Something cheap.
Yeah. And yeah, I would give it to them and then they would just order it and
Hmm.
they would get it for super, super cheap, dude. And I would
Yeah,
tip
they come
them.
in giving you your cartons.
Yeah. Yeah. The fucking paper cartons. They would have charcoal in the fucking.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. They come back
I
giving you
would.
cartons.
I would probably start smoking again if I got fucking a carton of this plus. I would at least I would at least smoke that carton out of respect.
Out of respect.
Yeah. But it would have to be just like the ones I had. They had to be white and blue,
White
and
and blue. Yeah.
they had to have the charcoal fucking spotted filter. I need
Hmm.
it. Then I'll smoke the fuck out of those damn things.
Yeah. And then yeah, I had who else? What was the see we went everything on my list. I was gonna remember the LT. I'm glad you brought her up. That was funny.
When we used to fucking sniper check her in the fucking field, because they would still make us fucking salute
Yeah.
in the field like a
Salute
bunch
in
of
the field.
douchebags.
Yep. And
And
she get
then
pissed.
we call sniper check, ma'am. Sniper check, ma'am.
You weren't in the field whenever we got like just drugged. You were at that's your was it PLDC?
Yeah, what'd you guys do?
So we went to the field, and First Sergeant Tao was on leave. You were in school, and like, yeah. And we had to drive. We had to convoy to this one place, and they made us dig foxholes, but it was like a rock quarry. So we're like,
No, I was there, dude. I
"Were
was
you
there.
there?
We hit the water table.
You hit the water? Is that you hit the water table?
Yes, yes.
You
That
were at
was us.
a rock quarry.
Yeah, and they docked us. They docked us in the AAR. They're like, your fighting position was only halfway dug. We're like, yeah, because we're in 3 inches of fucking water, and it states that if you hit the water table, you have to stop digging. We're getting. That's when Christensen was found. We lost him, and we found him in the porta john asleep. Remember
Yep,
that guy?
yep. They put us in. Well, I
Oh,
remember we were digging a foxhole, and they hit gas on us. We had to go to mop level 4 and then keep digging.
yeah,
And
motherfucker.
like we hit a solid rock underneath us is where we hit on ours. So ours was only like 2 feet deep, and we're like, we can't go any further. And then in the AAR, they just like
They ripped us apart.
they lit us up with everything. And we're
Yeah.
like, what is going on? And First Sergeant Tao came back, and everyone's like depressed. And I remember he was like, I want my company back. What happened while I was gone? He pulled me into his office, and I told him because he knew I'd tell him the truth. And
Yeah.
he's he was pissed.
Dude, that
Pissed.
fucking yeah. All those it was all officers. That's why we didn't have any NCOs that had any fucking balls.
Yep.
They tell these officers who were grading us,
Yep.
like they knew what the fuck they were doing.
Because I got lit up because I was standing on top of a generator and I was pulling down the camo netting and I didn't have a helmet on. And then they pull up the screen and it was like a cool like
It's a great
it was
photo.
like there's like a shadow of me and I'm like, oh, that's me, and it's like a good like actual photo. And I'm
You're
like, that's a
like,
pretty
hey,
good
check
photo.
me out, dude. That's a
And
great
he's
photo.
like, and Ison's up there and he's like, all right, who is this? And I was like, oh, that's me, sir. He's like, you don't realize what could happen if you came down there and you didn't have your helmet on, you fell off that thing, you could die. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, like, me having a helmet on trying to pull a camo dang is probably going to make me fall off
Yeah, that
and
shit's
get
gonna hook
caught
on my fucking Kevlar, dude.
and pull me off. So that's why I took it off of there. And first, I remember First Sergeant Towson up there hearing all that, and he's just like, he
Dude,
was pissed.
that
He
was
was
fucking.
pissed. And then, like, everybody was just like dejected after that. And,
We had we had some of the worst fucking field exercises out there, and it was for no goddamn reason.
every month
Other,
we went to the
yeah,
field
yeah, just to go out there,
just to go out
just
there.
sweat fucking balls. We do jump talks. Oh, I think we did one of those, but it was always a threat after that. And that's you remember when we do jump talk, when like after we would get in, and as soon as we would establish security, we would set up the talk, and as soon as
Hmm.
we would get the talk set up and started like on everything
Yeah,
else, they would be like jump talk, like we'd have to shut
we're just
down fucking everything, repack it up, and fucking
moving. Right, because we us motor pool guys, we were in charge of running the electrical cords from the generators. And
yeah.
next thing you know, they're moving them, and we're just like, what the? We just wrap
Jackson,
back up. Me
Jackson,
and
who had
Jackson.
the easiest in his fucking life, dude. He was the generator mechanic, so
Yep.
his entire purpose in the field was to just keep all the generators going. Nobody fucked with him. He'd always
Nobody.
come out there when I was on guard duty or something, and I'd be smoking. He'd just come out and smoke with me. Fucking motherfucker, dude. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just making sure all these
Yep. Checking all the generators.
generators." And he would walk and drag his feet. He would
Yep.
drag his fucking feet. I
I
remember
liked
that
him. He
dude.
was from Pittsburgh. He was a good guy.
Yeah, I saw him in Fort Carson after I got because I went to Carson after Korea, and then I
Hmm.
saw him. He was in I was in an ASG there too, and he was in one of the battalions below us.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
liked
dude,
him. Him and I, we were good buddies,
he was
and
pretty
we'd
cool.
always
That was the dude who
We
loaned the white guy the $800. Jackson, yeah, on the previous episode that we talked about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
we
dude, you loaned that motherfucker $800.
that was it. Yeah. I remember one time him and I we got like this one tent because there's one NCO. She was tiny. She was just a bird of a thing. And she was trying to set up this one tent. She couldn't do it. She kind of gave up on it. We were like, "What's going on with that tent over there?" She goes, "I give up on it." Blah 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 blah. So him and I like finished setting it up, and we didn't like pulling fire duty at night because we had it was in the winter time.
Okay.
So him and I got a bunch of electric uh what are those space heaters?
You're doing the dick hands.
Yeah, we got space heaters and we put them in our little tent, and our tent was toasty warm, and we didn't have to pull fire guard, so we could sleep all night long. And then First Sergeant Tal figures it out, and he's like, "All right, I need a bunk." So we get him one in there. We're like, "Now we're definitely not gonna get messed with because First Sergeant's in here."
Fuck you guys, dude. Fuck you guys. I was
And you
always,
had to live in the big community tent.
yeah, yeah, dude. And that's when that was the first time I was introduced to that song Ignition. Is that R. Kelly or I don't know who the fuck sings it?
Oh, hot and press off the kitchen.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was because the whoever was sleeping next to me had their headphones on or whatever, but it was cranked. And I just remember dreaming and getting up, and I'm like, why the fuck was I dreaming about doing dishes in the kitchen all goddamn night? And just, yeah, because it was the same song on
Wow.
repeat. And I fucking, dude. And as far as those stoves go, I hated them. I would much rather we didn't even bring them out there because those sleeping bags worked just fine.
Yep, they were
Couple
good.
farts, dude. You punch your uniform down at the bottom to keep your feet warm. Yeah, all the
Yep,
Katusas and their fucking what was it? The polypros,
probably
those
gross.
brown
The
things.
brown ones. Yep.
They would have all that shit on and be freezing. I'm like, yeah, dude, like that's these sleeping bags work off your body heat.
Off your body heat, so you got to
So
get down
yeah,
to your skivvies.
yeah, you guys are like keep your beanie on. That's cool, but
Yep.
oh, I had the best sleep in that. Oh, because if we didn't have night ops, as soon as the sun went down, it was
Hmm.
you went to sleep. So it'd be like 6 o'clock. It was right after
Yep.
chow. You go have a hot fucking cigarette, dude, two or three, and then go
If you didn't
rack
have
out.
guard duty, you're good.
Yeah, dude, nothing. Just be out in a cold ass tent. Oh, I miss. That's the only part that I'm kind of nostalgic about. I won't say I miss it, but
No.
because if I got in that situation again, I would probably piss all over myself.
Do you remember the sergeant major? Russ worked a deal with the sergeant major. We got like the briefing room to watch a movie in one day.
Yes,
It was a
kind
movie
of
that came. I don't remember the movie, but he's like, dude, I got access to the room where we're not gonna have anybody in there. We could turn it up as loud as we want. It's like a Saturday.
at
And we
headquarters.
ordered, yeah, headquarters. We ordered a pizza,
Yeah, yeah.
and we just sat in there in the big chairs, and we're like, this is where Colonel Isom sits. And we just sit down and we're like watching.
What the fuck
And
were we watching?
I don't remember the movie, but I remember we walked into staff duty with a pizza, and the staff duties officer was like, "What's going on here?" And Russ was like, "Oh, I just talked to Sergeant Major so and so," and we walked right in, put on the movie, and sat in the chairs because we don't want to mess around the day room because I think the day room was reserved for something that we didn't want to watch.
Yeah,
There was some basketball game probably or something. We're like, yeah, screw that. So he gets the day room for us. Not the day room. He gets the briefing
fucking the colonels,
room, the colonel's briefing room, and
so
we're in
we
there
could
just
watch.
eating pizza, telling
Ah,
a staff duty officer like, "Oh, it's okay, we're good."
dude, how did we gain so much fucking power while we were? I don't understand. Like I remember this, and I'm like, I, as soon as I left Korea, like I didn't. I guess I had my balls cut off because I
Same.
never tried any of this shit. I
Yeah.
mean, I tried the joke in Afghanistan, that backfired. But
Same. Like,
the shenanigans of Korea.
I think a lot of it was, um, I thought about this the other day. It's
Star
like
Wars.
a lot of people got to the ASG who've been in the army for a while. So they're kind of like, oh, this is a cush job. Who cares? I got to kind of get a year off. So, like, these are three dudes who are capable, who do what we ask when we ask, which ain't much, and they don't really get in trouble. So, whatever.
Hey, do you remember the sergeant major who used to bump cigarettes off me?
He pegged his pants. Well, something we weren't allowed to do. This sergeant
Yeah,
major did not
he
care.
didn't
He
give a
pegged them
fuck. He
every
was
day.
he was the guy that what was it? He worked in the winds, the war host nation support. Um, and this guy he rode his bike everywhere, and
Mm-hmm.
he was a jack
You're
motherfucker,
jacked.
and he quit smoking. That's what he always said, quit smoking. But
Quit
he would always
smoking.
bum cigarettes off me. And I think you were out there for this one time. For some reason, you were probably dropping off a report, but I'm outside smoking, and he comes out, and he's he's like, Deneen, let me ask you a question. He's like, how long is it? How long do you spend out here smoking? And I like locked up thinking I was getting in fucking trouble. And he's like, no, 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 no. It's like, just be serious. I said, well, Sergeant Major, probably about, 10 minutes for smoke fast. He's like, all right, how many cigarettes do you smoke a day at work? And I was like, Sergeant Major, probably. And I was bullshitting. I was like, probably about six. It was 6 in the fucking morning, maybe. And he's like, okay. So he's like, do that math. He's like, that's 1 hour. That's 1 hour of productivity. The Army's losing on you because you're coming out here to smoke. He's like, the Army needs to go back the way it was when I came, where you could smoke at your desk. That's when we were getting shit done. And I was like, Roger, that's our major. And he's
Yeah.
like, give me one of those. I was like, all right. And he would always buy the wrong fucking pack of camels. Because
Oh yeah, he smoked camels.
I smoke camels, but he would always, I would show up one day and there would be a pack of camels on my desk. And it would always be it wouldn't be they were lights then. But if I wasn't smoking this plus, because I don't think he ever bummed for me if I had the Korean cigarettes.
If you had Korean ones.
Yeah, I don't think he ever fucked with that shit. But if I had the American stuff, then yeah. But yeah, that guy was pretty cool. He rode a fucking bike everywhere. I played
Everyone.
him in pool a couple times at the blind alley.
Yes, because he always dressed really fancy out on the
Yeah,
town, and he come out there and he was a big pool player. I think he had
yeah,
his own cue. He'd carry around his
yeah.
own cue, and
Dude,
he'd come out there.
I got so good at pool down there. Like that's
That's all
that's
we
one of
did.
those,
Darts, pool and darts is like what we did when we went to the bars.
and we did it the entire time we were
The
out there.
entire time.
Got so fucking good, dude. Like, and it got to the point where it was, what do they say in the psychology world? It's like a learned skill that because we would play it so often inebriated,
Oh yeah,
it would take us like we weren't good until we got drunk.
really got drunk. That's right. I remember that. And you're like, "Can you play?" Like, I need a few beers, and then we
Yep.
can.
And then we'll start
Every
going.
night we play. And then, oh, remember this? You remember in Halloween, you bought this rubber mask and you would drink with this rubber mask on your head?
No. What? Wait, what? I mean, it's Halloween, so I'm wearing a mask.
No,
Everyone's wearing
no, you would just put it on at random times. We'd be sitting in your room. I got a picture of it. You're holding a bottle of frozen Jack Daniels that we just pulled out of the fridge, and you can see it hanging on a broom in the back. I'll have to send you the picture when I get back home. But I'm like, I
it.
remember sitting there and then we'd be watching movies, and sometimes you just reach over and put your mask on and just keep drinking.
What? What? I mean, what was the mask? Was it like an
It was
old man?
like a demon ghoul thing.
Just some Halloween mask
There's some Halloween mask that you saw at the PX one day, and you're like, I'm buying that. And I was like, all right.
fuck, dude.
and you'd sit in your room and wear it and drink beer.
What was in the beer? Oh, dude, I sound like such a cool dude then. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, we had because I got the bottle and you're holding it and you're smiling because you have on a beanie and it says like Irish on it.
Yeah.
And you're holding it, big smile, and then the mask is in the background. I'll send a picture to you, but I was just like, seen that, and I was like, that's the mask you always wore, drinking, just for no reason.
Fucking A, man. Fucking A. Well, shit. What I want to see that photo, and then I'll have to,
They'll probably come back and you see it, and you're like, oh yeah,
dude. Okay, yeah, yeah, because I do not remember this mask, but
yeah, it was a stupid Halloween mask, and you just wear it. You'd be sitting there, I'd look over at you, and you like you got it on.
well, if it's any consolation, I'm sorry for fucking you up mentally
Oh, you
and
didn't, man. No, you
liberally.
didn't. You did not. Like I said last time, you taught me so much stuff, and I had a good time. I will say Korea did spoil me because I thought that's what Army was going to be like. Like
Yeah,
the whole time, I was like, "This is it. I'm doing 20 years."
yeah.
And people always ask me like, "Oh, would you do the Army again? Or how is it? Why'd you get out?" And I'd be like, well, "If I could have done my career backwards, I probably would be in because it got progressively worse as they kept
It's
sending me places. If they sent me Afghanistan, Iraq, then Korea, I'd have been appreciative of Korea and been like, this is,
right,
but it
dude.
spoiled.
I got to Afghanistan in 2013, and I did Iraq in
You were in
'06.
Iraq the same time I were because we were emailing and trying to hook up
Yeah, 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 yeah.
because you
And
were at a Marine base.
yeah, yeah, I was at Al Assad and ended up doing some time in Ramadi.
I
And
was at
then
Spiker.
yeah, and you were yeah, that's right. Because
Mhm.
we was 101.
We
And
were trying to find a way to link up with each other,
yeah,
and it never
because
worked out.
I worked with the C-23s, the
Mhm.
Sherpas, and I
Yep,
was trying to get through there and it just never kind of
it
panned
never
out.
happened.
Yeah, dude, but going from Iraq to Afghanistan and that like 6 years later, and I got to Afghanistan, I was like, why the fuck are we still in these like tents? We're in separated with cardboard. I was like, we've been here longer than we were in Iraq. And then the whole politics thing blows up in your face and you realize, oh yeah, the Iraq was a fucking blank check. That's why
Yep,
everything was great living. They would build up fucking huge defects and give you real plates and shit.
yep,
And yeah,
yep,
then you get to Afghanistan and you're like, this place sucks.
yep,
And they're
yep.
shooting at us from everywhere.
Everywhere. Yep.
But yeah,
Yeah,
dude, that sucks. I mean, that especially that your career went like that. And then, but I think you're doing so much better now, dude. It's
I
good.
agree.
It's good to see you doing what you're doing, especially helping out kids learning a fucking skill that's really kind of getting lost, man. It really is because with the way cars are going now, like I know with the wife's Challenger, we have to bring that in.
Yeah,
And it's not something that we can just, oh, because we know engines and pop up
yeah.
and tinker on because they'll avoid warranties or some other bullshit. So,
And their manufacturers are building them, so you have to bring it to them.
right.
They don't
And
really
it,
want the
and
guy on the
that's gonna
side working on it.
and that's gonna make you so much more valuable when the fucking
Mhm.
machines take over and you're gonna be like, nah, dude, I know how to turn wrenches.
That's right.
I'm gonna make cars run without fucking chips.
That's right.
So, dude, it's again, thanks for doing all this, and it's great talking to you again. Um,
Absolutely.
I'm glad to see you doing well and happy, and enjoy Nashville. Go out, enjoy some music, throw some darts, maybe
That's what
kick someone's
tomorrow
ass some
is.
pool.
Tomorrow I plan on going out on to Music Row, Broadway, checking that out.
Nice, man. Well, enjoy the rest of your week. I won't take any more of your time.
Nah, man, you're fine. We'll have to look up again, like you mentioned, talking about like lifting and stuff like that and fitness.
Yeah,
I'm
most
up for that,
definitely.
dude. I
Yeah,
love that
because
stuff
I,
too.
I could talk about my hernias all day.
Oh,
All right, brother. You take it easy, man. Love you.
take it easy. Love you too, man. See ya.
Later.